Welcome to this episode of CynSpeaks. I am your host, Cynamon Voe, and in this episode we're going to talk about movement, which is one of my favorite concepts because it is so versatile and applies to so many different aspects of life. So the concept of movement, when we hear that, we first think of physical movement, right? We think of working out or yoga or dance, and those things are so extremely important. I am talking about that type of movement, but also the movement of energy and the movement of your location, and those all trigger different processes in your life. So physical movement, as you guys know, I was a dancer most of my life. I danced starting at the age of 3 competitively. Trained with some of the best dancers in the world, and got to actually teach for a while in New York City and compete professionally and teach professionally. So I've lived my dreams, and that was one of my dreams, to be a dancer. It was actually my original college major as well, dance. So movement's dear to my heart. And when you are in movement and you're in motion, you are aligned. You are in the moment, your soul awakens, everything connects, your mind is off, your body is moving, and it's connected to your soul. It's a beautiful thing. And even if you're not a trained dancer, you can experience that by just having a little dance party when you're stressed. I do that a lot. I'll just turn on the music and go. It's so beautiful that we have that option. Not everybody has that option. So if you have the opportunity to move, I encourage you to move. It feels so good. I'm integrating more of that into my life. And remember that motion is consistently a focus for you, whether you know it or not. You're constantly moving. And most people are moving forward. All people are moving forward, but most people are progressing forward in that movement process. And as you're coming out of periods of restriction or bondage, or I would say bondage is the best word, movement is that blessing. If you are in a space of being released from a thought process that had you bound, you are now free to think and move how you want to within the space of your mind, and that is such a beautiful thing. Make sure that you are excited about that space of adventure. If you are feeling compelled to take a trip, do it. I want to do more of that this year. I'm preparing for a trip now, and I'm so excited about that. Sometimes when I came out of situations, I would change my hair or move or whatever it may be. I do a lot of that. I have like a little bit of gypsy in me, so we like to move and be on the move and dance and sing and love on people. That's just kind of our way. That's deep rooted in my family history. But move, do something different, change it up a little bit, and see how you can change something. Try something that you've always wanted to try, and it may feel good. You may like it. You may keep it. You may not keep it. But life is really an adventure, and we forget to take those risks and have those adventures within ourselves. Your alignment will move into a beautiful space as you move, as you make those shifts, as you grow, as you think differently. What you'll see is not only will your perspective change, but the things that you want will start to just flow to you a little bit better. When you can see more clearly, you can take action. And as you are moving and changing things, you are in a space that you can see more clearly and take more intentional action. If something isn't working, you may need to do something different. If you feel like you're walking in circles and you're doing the same thing and it's not working, and you've tried everything over and over again and it's not working, try something different. Find a way to try something different and see if that works for you. And that momentum will catapult you forward, or it will keep going in a circle. It's going to go somewhere. So you can take that momentum, try something different, and move that momentum forward, and then you're going to jump. You're going to catapult yourself forward in progress. Even sometimes movement that may seem to pull us backwards is likely to push us forward. And that's why I love arrows so much, because that momentum that catapults an arrow forward comes from that arrow being pulled back and suspended for a second. And that motion backward may be a little bit, maybe you pull an arrow a foot back, but that arrow is going to catapult forward. That is how I view setbacks in life. I feel like when a setback is brought into my life, not only I feel like I've seen it, it's setting me up for something dope. No other word for it. I can't tell you how many times the situation looked terrible and the situation ended up being handed to me to push me so far forward that my mind was blown. And that's how it works. That's how life works sometimes. Sometimes that little step back is actually to push you forward in some way, shape, or form. So not every step backward is a negative movement or a movement in the wrong direction. It's just movement. Just accept it as movement. Sometimes, and I'm infamous for this, lessons need to be taught to you over and over and over and over again. I'm pretty stubborn, kind of hard-headed, so I'm trying to get better, but I know that lessons were presented to me over and over and over again because I didn't get them the first and the second and the third and the fourth time, and then I lived out my reality over and over again until the lessons clicked. You could be in a similar space if you feel like you're getting the same lessons over and over again, or the same scenarios or the same hurts, the same traumas. You might not be really learning the lessons to begin with. You might not be growing like you need to in order to progress to the next lesson. As you are evaluating that situation, try to look for the lessons. When you're going through something or coming out of something, look for the lessons that were attached to that experience. Sometimes it's hard to see why you were put into a situation, but if you can push through and really identify why that scenario was brought to you, you will benefit from it, regardless of what that situation looked like. That's your goal, is to benefit from everything that comes to you, to grow from every scenario that comes to you, to learn something from every situation that's put into your life. I can't tell you how many amazing lifelong friends that I have made from things that I would have never planned for, from jobs that I wouldn't have thought I would have had. Like, now I have lifelong friends because I met them on this job that I would have never originally taken had other life events not taken place. Like, it's all connected. If I accepted that job because I needed to make these friends, that makes that crazy job worth it. And I can say that from experience. I have friends that I'm so thankful for and I love so much because of my worst jobs. My worst jobs are where I met my best friends. I have the best circle of people around me, and I met most of them. One of my closest friends I've known since I was a baby, but our parents were friends, but the rest of the friends that I have, my closest friends that I call sisters and family, they were brought into my life from my worst jobs. So everything happens for a reason, and you can take the experience and make something good come from it. You can take the experience and learn something from it. Not only did I learn a lot on those crazy and terrible jobs, but I made friends for life. Like, these people can't get rid of me because I love them so much. And I know they love me and they love my kids, and we're family, period. No questions asked, because of these crazy jobs and these crazy scenarios we were put in. So sometimes things that seemed to have been negative can be shifted to work in your favor. And you have a lot of control over that. So as you're going through things, make sure you think about the fact that you have movement and you have the ability to decide where that movement goes. A lot of the time, you can decide if that movement or if that scenario is going to bring movement into your life that is going to move you forward, is going to move you laterally, is not going to move you at all. It's going to move you in some way, most likely, but you really have a lot of control as far as where. Think about that as you're going through your day. Also, if you're going to work now and you're going to work for a terrible boss, just remember that you may be making friends on the job. Literally, my 2 worst jobs, I met the best friends of my life. So you never know why you're in that situation. You may be there to help somebody else. You may be there to teach somebody else. You may be there to gain some type of lesson. So push through, man. Push through. Make the best of it. Push through, get that paycheck, like do what you have to do for survival stuff, but also like look for those lessons that are going to help you grow personally, and try to get through the day, try to make the best of it, and maybe make a couple friends in the process. It'll be worth it in the end. You'll see why. One day, you'll see why you went through that. As always, thank you for joining. Make sure you add me on Instagram at Cynamon Voe. Use the hashtag CynSpeaks when you are posting about your growth and your journey so that I can follow and share all of the growth that you are making. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. Share if you're inspired to do so. I welcome you to. That's what this is for, to create a huge tribe of individuals that are committed to growth and healing, and then also healing the world. Let's do this together. I'm so thankful for this platform. I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for the engagement. I'm thankful for the energy. I feel it. I thank you. It feels so good. I'm so happy. I'm just so thankful for you guys. More than you'll ever know. Let's grow together. Until next time.